Hello friends, let's explore some of the stories of human origins as they unfold through different ages and the interactions between gods and mortals. Just as there were multiple explanations regarding the origin of the world, there were also diverse narratives about the creation of humanity. Initially, the prevailing belief among the Greek people was that humans originated from the earth. Observing the emergence of delicate plants and flowers from the ground during the early spring, following the winter frost, led them to naturally infer that humans must have similarly arisen from the earth. Like untamed plants and flowers, humans were thought to have existed without cultivation, living in a manner akin to wild animals in the fields. They had no permanent dwellings, relying on natural shelters such as rock crevices and dense forests with overarching branches for protection from the weather. Over time, these primitive humans underwent a transformation, becoming civilized and domesticated through the guidance of gods and heroes. These divine figures imparted knowledge of metalworking, construction of houses, and other beneficial aspects of civilization. However, as the human race degenerated, the gods decided to wipe out all of humanity through a flood. Deucalion, the son of Prometheus, and his wife Pyrrha, distinguished by their piety, were the sole survivors. Following the instructions of Deucalion's father, they built a ship and sought refuge during the 9-day deluge. Once the floodwaters receded, their vessel rested on Mount Othrys in Thessaly, or alternatively Mount Parnassus. Seeking guidance on restoring the human race, Deucalion and Pyrrha consulted the oracle of Themis. The oracle advised them to cover their heads and throw the bones of their mother behind them. Initially puzzled by the cryptic command, the couple eventually interpreted the bones of their mother to mean the stones of the earth. Acting accordingly, they picked up stones from the mountainside and cast them over their shoulders. Men sprang from those thrown by Deucalion, while women emerged from those thrown by Pyrrha. As time passed, the belief in autochthony, derived from autos self and chthon earth, waned. During the existence of this belief, there were no religious teachers. However, with the passage of time, temples were erected in honor of various gods, and priests were appointed to perform sacrifices and oversee worship. These priests were regarded as authorities in religious matters, teaching that the gods created humanity and that there were successive ages known as the Golden, Silver, Brazen, and Iron Ages. Life in the Golden Age unfolded as an uninterrupted cycle of recurring delights, untouched by sorrow or anxiety. Those fortunate mortals inhabiting this blissful period led lives marked by purity and joy, devoid of malicious thoughts or wrongful actions. The earth, without requiring labor or toil, yielded abundant fruits and flowers in opulent profusion, while the concept of war remained entirely unknown. This idyllic and divine existence persisted for countless years. When earthly life eventually concluded for these individuals, death approached them so tenderly that they peacefully drifted away into a blissful dream. Upon departing, they transformed into ministering spirits in Hades, their role being to watch over and shield those they had cherished and left behind on the earthly plane. In contrast, the men of the Silver Age experienced a prolonged maturation, enduring 100 years of childhood marked by ill health and extreme frailty. Upon reaching adulthood, their existence was brief as they failed to refrain from causing harm to each other and neglected the due reverence owed to the gods. Consequently, they were banished to Hades. Unlike their counterparts from the Golden Age, these beings did not exert a benevolent watch over their loved ones left behind. Instead, they roamed as restless spirits in perpetual longing for the pleasures lost during their earthly lives. The men of the Brazen Age represented a stark departure from the previous races, possessing strength and power in stark contrast to the weakness and enervation of the Silver Age. Their surroundings were entirely composed of brass, from their arms and tools to their dwellings and all that they fashioned. Their characters mirrored the hardness of the metal they favored, exhibiting traits of being tough, unyielding, and cruel. Their existence was marked by strife and contention, bringing into a world previously characterized by peace and tranquility the scourge of war. Strangely, they found happiness only in conflicts and quarrels with one another. Up until this point, Themis, the goddess of justice, had dwelled among mankind. However, disheartened by their wicked deeds, she abandoned the earth and returned to the heavens. Eventually, the gods, weary of the constant wrongdoing and conflicts, decided to eradicate them from the face of the earth, consigning them to Hades to share the fate of their predecessors. Now we shift our focus to the men of the Iron Age. The earth, once abundant with fruitfulness, now yielded its bounty only through extensive toil and labor. With the goddess of justice having forsaken humanity, there remained no powerful influence to shield them from various forms of wickedness and sin. This state of affairs worsened over time until Zeus, in his wrath, released the watercourses from above, submerging every individual of this corrupted race in a flood. Only Deucalion and Pyrrha were spared from this calamity. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel and become a valued member of our community for fresh content.